Hi, I'm Cheryl Andrews. I'm the Strength and Solution Detective and welcome to Motivational Monday. What I do is I help you do more of what you love and ditch the critic that says you can't. And how I do that is by helping you get real clear about what you want. So making sure, one, that you have clarity. Two, that you have confidence in your own unique way of working. What can happen is when you absolutely know what you want, you go out there and do that and then somebody else says, that's not right. But did you know there's 8 pathways to wealth? And if you're on one of them and somebody who's on the other side of the mountain, if you like, is finding their way up, they're going to tell you that what you're doing is not right. But having confidence that this is the right way for you means you can be curious about how they're doing it. You can learn from them so that you have more flexibility, so you have different ways of getting up to that same result. But more importantly, you don't slip back down doubting that this is the right way for you. So you've got clarity of what we want and you've got confidence in the way that you work. And that in order to manage change, because change is one thing that is constant in life. Our body is constantly changing, the world is changing. You know, we have bereavements, we have divorce, our children leave home, our clients end their contracts, our clients tell us they want new things, so we make new products to please them, to satisfy that need. So change is one thing that's really constant. But what we don't often do, and what I help you do, is create the right support for you. Because the great thing is when you've got clarity of what you want, it's like having a track and you go, right, this is the way. When you've got confidence that that track is taking you to where you want to be, that can give you that certainty and that assurance that you're doing the right thing. But when stuff comes along and knocks you off rails, if you've got support, it's like having those trainer bars when you go bowling, 10-pin bowling, they put the trainer bars up so it doesn't matter how many times you can't come off. But what most people don't know is that there are 2 key people, 2 kinds of profiles of people that will help you to keep supported and keep you on the straight and narrow. And in my experience, what too many people do is they make it their partner, their personal relationship, the one person they're going to depend on. And it's not enough. There's that third person that's got the qualities that between the 2 of you, you can't naturally have as a natural strength. So over the next few videos, I want to take you through some questions that are going to help you get clarity of what works for you and what you want to have happen and where and how to get that support. So today is all about what would you like to have happen. And I'd like to invite you now to take a moment to think about what would you like to have happen in 2016. Maybe for you, you think in a much more smaller time frame. So maybe you'd be thinking about what would you like to have happen this month or this week or even this hour. Choose a time frame that feels absolutely right for you and trust that that's right now. And write down that outcome and then place that outcome where it needs to be for you to be able to focus on it and to think about it on a day-to-day basis and start asking yourself questions. Maybe pick a word out and put it on another piece of paper. So have a look at the words that are stating what you want, that sound resourceful, that are based on some of your strengths, things that you know you love doing. Pick out 2 or 3 words out of that statement, that answer to the question, and actually ask yourself, what kind of is that? Is there anything else about that? Does it have a shape or size? Where is it? And start to look to see if you can explore it and even ask yourself, that's like what? If you could draw it or represent it with a symbol in some way, that word would be like what? Look the word up in the dictionary. Start being really curious about what it means. I was so surprised when I did this stuff that when I looked words up, I remember when I did this like 7 years ago, I was like, I just want to be normal was one of my questions. So I looked up what kind of normal, and normal, the bit I read in the dictionary is it's the mathematical term for average. And I'm thinking, I'm telling the universe I want to be normal, and actually I don't want to be average. So I just immediately eradicated that from my vocabulary and from my wish list and started really being clear about what I wanted to have happen. And that is the first step. So I'm going to leave you with that clarity process, and on What's Working Wednesday, I'm going to be talking more about how you can start to get curious about what and how you work, so you can have more confidence in the way that you work and what makes you different. And then on Friday, Feedback Friday, we'll be talking much more about support and sharing some stories about that. Thanks for joining me today. Please put your what would you like to have happen at the bottom, and I will pop in later and ask you some questions. Speak to you soon.